Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at 5 tonight. I'm Mark Hanrahan.
It's good to have you here. I'm Whitney Ward. We are turning now to the Israel-Hamas war. Just hours ago, a massive blast rocked a Gaza City hospital. It was packed with the wounded along with other Palestinians who were seeking shelter. Officials believe the attack killed as many as 500 people.
And just moments ago, the summit that President Joe Biden was headed to in the Middle East was canceled because of that airstrike. The visit comes ahead of Israel's likely ground invasion of the Hamas-controlled territory in response to the October 7th attack on Israel.
Tina Kraus is reporting tonight from Tel Aviv with the very latest.
Gaza's health ministry says hundreds of people were killed in a blast at a hospital in Gaza City late tonight. Officials there blame it on an Israeli airstrike. But the Israeli military says the Palestinian Islamic Jihad group is responsible for the attack. The carnage at the hospital has escalated the conflict. As Israel continues bombing the Hamas-controlled territory, Palestinians scramble to rescue children following an airstrike in the southern Gaza town of Rafah. CBS News Gaza producer Marwan El Ghul describes what he saw.
I saw dozens of killed people and dozens of injuries.
Israel says it was targeting Hamas hideouts and command centers. The attacks came amid a growing humanitarian crisis in Gaza. Food and other supplies are dwindling, with aid stuck at the border with Egypt.
Safe zones.
A top Israeli official said Tuesday the country wants to make sure the aid doesn't end up in the hands of Hamas. He also suggested the aid may be tied to the release of hostages taken by Hamas. 21-year-old Mia Shim is seen here in images from a Hamas propaganda video.
I didn't know she's dead or alive until yesterday. I'm begging the world to bring my baby back home.
The Israeli army released video it says is of the airstrike in central Gaza that killed a senior Hamas commander, the most high-profile member of the group killed in the war so far. Tina Kraus, CBS News, Tel Aviv.
We are continuing to track other breaking news as well at this hour. Idaho State Police have issued a shelter-in-place order this afternoon. They are looking for this man.
Police say he and another man were in a chase with police, and then they ran from their car in the area of SH 97 and Wolf Lodge. Law enforcement still looking for the suspect and urges residents to stay inside in that area. In other news, it has been nearly 2 months since the Oregon road and grave fires destroyed hundreds of homes in eastern Washington, and hundreds of homeowners are still figuring out how to rebuild.
KREM 2's Janelle Finch is live here in the studio tonight to explain why the price of rebuilding is about to go up. Janelle?
Spokane County Building and Planning says building or demolition permits are needed for homes lost in the fires from earlier this year. Future state building codes could have an effect on homeowners looking to move on from devastating tragedy. The last 60 days could be the beginning of a long recovery process for some in Elk and Medical Lake.
We'll be here to help them as best we can pick up the pieces.
We've brought you stories of homeowners working through asbestos testing and abatement, the first important actions in the cleanup process. After that, homeowners can move to building or demolition permits, depending on what they want for the future of their land. Spokane County Communications Director Pat Bell says the county is giving permit priority to Oregon road and grave fire victims looking to rebuild.
We've been through a lot with this tragedy. There are currently hundreds of people in line for the building permits already. So getting to the front of the line is a nice advantage.
Those homeowners should keep March 15th, 2024 marked on their calendars. Bell says new state building codes are going into effect and could come with new costs.
It is anticipated the new building codes will increase costs and also change some things about maybe how people heat their home or what fuels they can use in their home. Talking primarily about natural gas, which has been a bit of a controversy.
Bell says fire victims wanting to demolish their lots are eligible for a reduced demolition permit of just $25.
All anybody needs to do is say, hey, I'm a wildfire victim, and then we'll go to work to do what we can for them.
Bell says the Board of Commissioners is making plans to advocate to the governor and legislature to push for more money and support those fire-affected homeowners' next steps. Now, despite the pushback in state deadlines, Bell says some are still using winter as a deadline for rebuilding. Bell says the county is working to process building permits within 5 to 7 days, and demolition permits can have an even shorter turnaround. In the studio, Janelle Finch, KREM 2 News.
All right, Janelle, thank you very much. Let's take a pause in the headlines and talk weather now with our chief meteorologist, Jeremy Legoo.
Jeremy, more average temperatures return over the next few days, but it looks like we might even crack 70 degrees by the end of the week. What else can you tell us?
Nailed it.
Perfect. We'll talk to you later in the show.
All right. No, let's talk it, because overall we are going to see a bit of a shift toward some serious heat. Right now, 58 degrees, believe it or not, is dead on average for this day. That's the 17th of October. That happened quick. But yes, more heat is in the forecast, and yes, more sunshine is in the forecast as well. Our first half of the day was incredibly sunny, but this disturbance kind of moving ashore off to our north is bringing us a little bit of wind and a little bit of cloud cover that is expected to take us through the remainder of the evening. Eventually, though, it does work its way out, and eventually we wind up seeing more sunshine, and I think that coincides with right about the time the sun comes up tomorrow. Tomorrow offers a couple of clouds, but all in all, we're going to call it mostly sunny. And that sunshine continues to build, and the ridge of high pressure continues to build. And well, those temperatures continue to climb. 68 degrees by tomorrow afternoon puts us a whopping 10 degrees above normal. 70s both Thursday and Friday, and many a times I have said, I don't have the guts to put 70 on the forecast. I've got it. This forecast does it. Here we are. 70s Thursday, Friday. Saturday looks mild, but Sunday starts a trend of much cooler weather. I've got to look at that coming up in the full forecast.
All right, Jeremy, thank you. The general election is coming up Tuesday, November 7th, and this year voters will elect the next mayor of Spokane and Spokane City Council president.
We want to help you learn more about the candidates running for those seats. So Chief Journalist Amanda Rowley asked them each to spill the tea on who they are and where they stand on the important issues.
So tonight we are kicking things off with current Mayor Nadine Woodward.
Doing the right thing doesn't always get you the result you want, but you still have to do the right thing. We did the right thing in engaging the state in this. They have assured us that there's not going to be another Camp Hope on WashDOT property. We're going to hold them to their word.
Amanda met with Mayor Nadine Woodward ahead of the primary election back in August. We'll share that interview tonight on KREM 2 News at 6.
And make sure to tune in all week long to catch Amanda's interviews with mayoral candidate Lisa Brown and council president candidates Betsy Wilkerson and Kim Please.
Also want to let you know that next week we will hold a KREM 2 mayoral debate. Lisa Brown and Nadine Woodward will debate right here in the KREM 2 studios on Thursday, October 26th.
So Mark and I will be moderating that debate. It will air uninterrupted on KREM 2 as well as our digital platforms between 7 and 8 p.m.